Hey you guys, so it's Jola Flair. You can always follow me here on YouTube, or you can always follow me on Instagram as well. I'm mainly on there at Jola Flair 1. So again, just my first stab at all of this and just giving my opinion like everybody else, because you know these topics been hot a little bit lately, so I felt like sure I want to talk about it. So why not get into it? So yeah, so I actually did start watching it. So one of the topics is going to be basketball wives. I do see here Evelyn Lozada. This year is cited on, it's on site on Instagram. So the post, go ahead and read. Again, you guys can go on site and see it yourself. I'll probably be putting the picture up in the video. But yeah, you can see it saying Evelyn Lozada posts private messages warning Jennifer Williams not to marry her husband. Quote, please don't ignore the signs, unquote. Now, mind you, I'm just going, like I said, you guys see it. You guys can go on Instagram and dig it to yourself. So here's just my little opinion about it. Kind of being a little fan of Basketball Wives and watching it. Low-key, Evelyn and Jennifer were a bit of the mean girls, a bit. But let's be real. We all know it was really Evelyn. So fast forward into now, it does kind of just look like, unfortunately, again, Jennifer, you're just somebody that Evelyn's going to be picking on. Sweetie, I'm sorry. But the way that the last episode where Jennifer had a little bit of balls and courage, we're gonna give it to Jennifer by having a little bit of balls to standing up to Evelyn. But at the end of the day, I feel like Jennifer did not do enough cussing, neck rolling, and ain't have enough spunk for me. Because at the end of the day, who is Evelyn to be sitting here talking about a felon and you're bringing up my man by $1,500, but you forgot to talk about your daughter, baby daddy is a felon, getting kicked out his house for SA charge for millions of dollars, and you sitting here worried about $1,500. Sweetie, you worry about the wrong thing. And then the way Evelyn kept saying, make sure you keep my daughter name out your mouth. I'd have been like, all right, I ain't gonna have your daughter who got a baby daddy that's a felon, who got to sell his house because of SA charge, name out my mouth. I'm gonna do that for you. Every time she mentioned my felon, I was gonna have a felon for her. Evelyn knew who to play with. Play with your mama, Evelyn. I wish I was Jennifer, because I was going to sit there and embody her and tell Evelyn what the fuck. I said Evelyn, and tell Jennifer what the fuck she's supposed to be telling Evelyn ass, for one. Jennifer ain't digging Evelyn ass enough. But again, it's probably because Jennifer was Evelyn, or seemed to be Evelyn's flunky. Mind you, all this is allegedly, so y'all not going to come after me. But again, it was seemingly like, you know, like Jennifer would follow behind Evelyn. And who knows? At the end of the day, it's like, kudos to you, Jennifer, for standing the fuck up, because it's about damn time. But next time, have a little more neck rolling. Have a little bit more. Okay? Because who? Talk about your man, or lack thereof if you got one. We don't know. We don't know. So worry about that felon, the non-existing one that you call your man that we don't know about. Ooh, I got her together. So again, like I said, y'all can go dig into that. So we gonna get into another one. I'm not gonna lie, I was a like fan of the show. Like everyone should like see that, the Pop the Balloon, and I'm 2 times for her too, for making it to Netflix. We gonna give her her dollar, because you know we seen the growth. But one thing I do notice is they kept bringing this little guy back on here. And I don't mean to say little guy like to talk bad about him, because I watched an episode, I think maybe one of the first time he was on there, and he seemed like a decent guy, but he did give like slightly combative. Like, I'm not gonna say he was sassy, some MMA, but I'm just gonna say like a little bit combative. Like me personally, I like my men to not go back and forth with women. Like, you don't have time for that. And I do feel like women, let's not go ahead and provoke guys. You know what I'm saying? That's for one. But I noticed again, like I said, they brought this guy back on the show, and I didn't watch the episode, so I might just get into the episode to see what happened. But I'm trying to figure out, why in the world did every girl like just disregard him? And not only that, like they dug into him. Like, it's not even say, okay, you're just not my type. Like, it was like, you're not my type, you're short, and you're spazzing at every girl. I did notice when you watch the clip that once he did get rejected by each girl, it's like he did get a little spicy. And then at some point he did say, quote, y'all gonna get it today, unquote. So it was just like, whew. But me personally, like, I've never been like the type of girl that needs a 6'6" tall, dark and handsome dude. Like I am 30 years old, okay? I was gonna hesitate and lie to you, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm 30 years old. And it's like, yo, I never really had a type, especially when it comes to height, because I'm 5'6", 5'7". So me personally, like throughout my life, when I'm talking to guys told me I was pretty tall. So the fact that guys were telling me that I'm pretty tall, like I didn't want to really, like, I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, what did my height really got to do with it? Especially if I feel like I like you, you like me. But then I noticed like other people are gonna dwell on that. So I, throughout my life, have friend girls that they don't want a short guy. Like, they would prefer you tall. Definitely, you gotta be taller than them. So, and then a lot of them too, let's not get to the spicy girls that feel like, shoot, you need to be taller than me when I'm wearing heels as well. Like, it ain't just when we wearing sneakers, when I'm wearing sapatos, when I'm wearing slides. It's really on some, you need to be, when I'm wearing these 6-inch heels, you need to be taller than me or to the face. So I used to always be realistic here. Like, if I'm 5'6" and I wear 6-inch heels, that means that guy is gonna have to be minimum 6 feet tall to be at me. So I already knew as far as my like my type or what I really would bargain for a guy. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and go ahead and ask for a guy to be over 6 feet tall, because it's like, for the chances of you meeting a guy that's available and successful and over 6 feet tall and just for you, it's like, girl, like, we gonna be realistic here. So I never really cared about a guy's height, but I always noticed my friends did, and they weren't sitting there budging their preferences or any of that, like, because they felt like I stick to their guns, so I'm sticking to mine. And to some degree, I do agree about that. Like, I feel like, yes, you should stick to what you want, because the moment you sit there and you lower your standards, or you don't date, I'm not going to say just your preference, but you really deviate from what you would really be committed to and really would want, you may cheat on that person, or may still have a void feeling like you're looking for something else. So for the guy being short, I felt bad for him, because a woman like me, if I was on the panel, if you just spoke about his qualities and attributes and traits, and, you know, like, I would have looked at maybe him getting spicy and being realistic. Like, everybody's downing you on something that you're possibly insecure about. You know what I'm saying? Because society makes it seem like, you know, the taller guy is preferred and the shorter guy is at a disadvantage. Him fitting into quote unquote a shorter guy, then he may be sensitive to that. And then, you know, like, versus if he just met you without the cameras and the audience and everyone even told him that, maybe he would have had a better, all right, so you have a good day, versus like, you know what, y'all gonna get it today. So I don't know, I'm not caring for a guy's height. I feel like some girls do. Me personally, I don't care about that. You know, it's all about you being a generous guy, being a provider guy, being someone that's gonna be there for me, and of course a whole lot of good stuff. But I felt sorry for him. So again, check that out. That was also on It's On site as well. So I seen this as well on here, and you guys can take a look at that. But yeah, it says Chrisean Rock goes off on her fans who expressed disappointment at her going back to Blueface and adding Porter in her IG name. Quote, y'all praising me because I'm the coolest BICTH on the block, unquote. Now, basically, who was his name? I think on social media his name is Ramonte. What Ramonte said, he said something in the nature of like, I told y'all she putting on. And a part of me, I don't know her, but it's just, again, what we're perceiving. It's my opinion. Like, everybody else got their opinion. My opinion is, it is a put on. Like, we actually seen you in full blown for seasons and shows display this certain character of you're gone in the head about Blueface. You're a bully, pretty much. You're aggressive. You're very much argumentative, short-tempered. That's the person that was displayed on TV, social media all the time. So if you ask me, I feel like due to what is also presumed in the media, the effects of her child and what's presumed on how her child may have possibly, allegedly, be somewhat on the spectrum, I feel like that plays a part in some of her character and demeanor now, because I think it fixed her a little bit. Like, maybe I was too young and reckless. Maybe I was too, you know, popping my shit and maybe popping some other things, honey. We don't know, allegedly. So now it led to your child potentially being on the spectrum. So I think that may possibly be the reason why she seemed to have been fixed. But for her, or for her to change her name back to Porter, and then with Instagram, pretty much with Instagram, people saying on Instagram, it's looking like, you know, yeah, like she never stopped that. Like, she was always messing with dude. She wasn't gonna not be messing with him. This is the father of her child in this condition. That's a daily reminder every day. It's gonna be hard, especially if I was crazy in love with this person. Tattoos multiple times on my face and body. I have a whole child for you. You really think it's easy for me to get over you? Excuse me. You really think it's easy for me to get over you? No. Of course it's not. Sorry, y'all. I had to take a little break. A bitch was thirsty. Had to get something to drink. But yeah, so back to Chrisean. So pretty much, I feel like due to the effects of her kid potentially, allegedly being on the spectrum, that it could have got her a little closer to God and really like trying to get her life right for real. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what we saw. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. If we keep seeing the behavior that she's been recently displaying, that's a perfect Chrisean. Like, we're not gonna hate on Chrisean. We like her. We like the spunk. We like the bravado. We like the confidence. We like the gutter. We like it. But it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Sometimes you're a little too hot-headed, girl. You're gonna cause us to go to jail, girl. Like, or girl, relax, girl. They gonna think all us desperate like that, girl. That's just you that's desperate like that. Not us. Like, coming down, girl. Damn. But it's like, if she could find the perfect blend, we like that. And like I always tell my friends, honey, y'all gonna judge him for going black to blue face, but at the end of the day, he is successful. He's that tall guy y'all been talking about. Shoot, he may have a nasty attitude, but what if she really believes in this person and they work together and he actually changes? You know, that's always a possibility that's on the table too. You know, history shows who you know, what may happen tomorrow, but you know, it's like, or an advanced version of what may happen tomorrow, should I say, but we're gonna hope for the best. And it looks like she turned on a new leaf. Maybe his story is unwritten still. You know, he's locked up. Maybe that'll change him and make him evolve into even a better person and realize the way he was moving got him losing something too. So they both can possibly learn. Maybe they both been talking to each other and realizing each other has evolved and changed too. And maybe that could be another reason why they're potentially moving forward unbeknownst to us. Why else would she put the name on there? Maybe there's something behind the scenes that we don't know. So we gonna still be rooting for Chrisean, but I think everyone's silently like observing the situation. Like, he was moving too fast. He's moving too fast, honey. Now, this another situation that's been kind of pissing me off a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's showing here Smokey Robinson. Now, I don't even really know Smokey Robinson like that. I just remember him as one of the legends, like in the music industry. You know, I looked up his net worth. It's showing that he's worth $150 million. So the story behind it, let's take a look at what it says. So it's saying Smokey Robinson, 85, under criminal investigation after 4 ex-housekeepers accused him of rape and abuse. So now we got another Bill Cosby, R. Kelly did it, allegedly trying to take Sean Carter down. Now we got a Smokey Robinson. I thought about this the other day, like, is it just because it's being portrayed on media that it's like, it looks like it's targeting these elite guys, or are other elite men being targeted every day that we just don't know about? And these are the people that is really like shined on versus the average millionaire or enterprise or CEO person is somewhere on the low where his whole livelihood is being crushed and the people within his community are seeing the downfall of him, but we're just not seeing that broadcasted. So when they see a Smokey Robinson, when they see a Bill Cosby, when they see a R. Kelly, they're looking, oh my God, that was just Tom across the street. Wow, it's everybody. It's everywhere, in every neighborhood, in every channel. We really don't know. But what didn't make sense, and a piece of this information with Smokey Robinson was allegedly one of these maids said that she was getting assaulted about 20 times, and Smokey Robinson would be laying out a towel on the bed and she'd get assaulted from the back several times. So the first thing that popped into my head is, so you telling me the first time, I'm not gonna say I don't believe this woman, allegedly she said this happened. So my opinion or hearing this is, I'm just questioning, like, so after the first time you got assaulted, why'd you go back? You were a maid or a housekeeper. You can find that job anywhere. You weren't doing anything that, you weren't working for NASA, where it's only one NASA, and the top manager supervisor at NASA assaulted you, and it's like, damn, I'm a damn astronaut. Ain't nowhere else for me to work. I gotta see freaking Tom at NASA. Damn, it look like it's gonna be a Tom everywhere, but a Tom at NASA. You was a housekeeper. You could have left any time and worked a housekeeping job anywhere. So if you were being allegedly assaulted multiple times to the number of almost 20, then why'd you keep going back to work? I'm sure being assaulted is painful and shaming. So why would you keep going back? And it just looks a little flawed. Now, the other women coming out, now I may say like, so was Smokey really doing this? Or are you women conspiring something against Smokey Robinson, looking like he's a check? We all work for him. Like, let's just get a little something out of it, child. This little $13 hours we making, ain't making no money, honey. Abuelita is in the hospital and we got to get her out. Okay, so what we finna do? Or is it a situation of these rich men have different kinks and feel so powerful and entitled that they feel like they own everything within their view and within their what's it called, their payroll? Allegedly, this is all a possibility. So I kind of am like really gonna wait out, because something in my spirit is telling me Smokey Robinson old self, this old self, you let him take the way I was gonna kick Smokey Robinson in the knee. I wish he would. I wish you would, Mr. Robinson. You and I both gonna be smoking up in here, bitch. Because who, the hands was gonna be hot after I beat that old man up. 85? And I let you try me like this? Young and tender at 30? Oh my God, I was gonna let Smokey Robinson have it. Smokey Robinson and his mama could have, man. So let's move on to the next story, child. So, speaking of something we brought up earlier, Ramonte, looks like he's back in the media, allegedly. It looks like, you know, he had a little something to say about Tia. So he looks like he was on, is it called X now? Yeah, because I'm not even on Twitter anymore. Like, oh my God. So yeah, I think it's called X, which used to be Twitter. One thing about an older Black woman, they will defend an abuser. He quotes, leave that police shit out of the equation, unquote, is how a lot of girls end up dead. So it looks like he was commenting on a post that Tia had. Now, if you go on their page again, you will see that video. I did see it, and in the video here, it does say Tia Kemp says Haley Bailey was wrong for filing domestic violence order against DDG. Claims women aren't always innocent. Quote, I stomped, and this is Tia now, quote, I stomped my baby daddy in the stomach and took off running, unquote. So again, Tia was alleging that child, her and her baby daddy, I would assume she was talking about Ross. But then she have another baby father, so she could be talking about another man too. So, but again, I really dig into it, because again, when I hear stuff like this, it really like hurts me. Like, and I'm just like, I really want people to love themselves a lot and like not deal with that. Like, you know, so that's one thing. But because I've experienced DV, and it is not good. Like, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you were so love bombed by that person that the moment that they do some out-of-pocket shit, a part of you, because you're so in love, feels like, okay, well, I just loved you a moment ago, so I'm gonna forgive you for this and hope that you change. But then they do it again, and then they apologize and love bomb you all over, and it becomes a real nasty, toxic cycle. So again, if someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. I'll just say that. So I feel like even Tia, to some degree, like she was saying that she pretty much was saying like, girl, why the hell you filing like domestic charges, when if it was me, my baby daddy, girl, back in the past, we beat each other up, and he kicking me, bitch, I'm kicking him, running, he got his lick back, and we still together. I cooked up some sketty and some fucking cornbread, and he ate that shit, ate her out that night, and they was cool the next day. So she looking like, why you put it in your bag? Like, you ain't never fought nobody before. And it's like, Tia, girl, I understand what you went through, allegedly. But it's like, friend, not everybody want to get beat the fuck up in the stomach. Girl, have you ever been hungry to where, like, your stomach reached your back? So imagine you kicked me and I was hungry. You gonna break my spine because you think I'm gonna forgive you because you said a little sorry and did a little beatbox like Biggie did in that Notorious movie? Girl, if you gonna go somewhere, nah, and if it was Rick Ross that you let hit you with them big King Kong feet, you know damn well you wrong for that. Or you a strong bitch. Let's just say that. I don't want to fight me and Tia. I don't want to fight Tia. Tia takes kicks to the stomach. Tia can fight. If she gonna sit there and kick a nigga and run and then take the kick back, I ain't trying to fight her. That's why that mouth so fire. Cause then Tia Kemp can go on somewhere. I fuck with Miss Auntie. I fuck with Young T. I really do. But what the comments and the energy is given is that, you know, she should have been preaching more of something positive versus basically condoning a bitch to stay in a relationship that she's getting abused or people pretty much. So, but I'm gonna be real, like I get a bit of where T is coming from, because I feel like a lot of people don't admit that they've been in a domestic dispute due to embarrassment, due to shame, due to things that they've stayed, whereas a lot of people will say, why didn't you leave at the first signs? And a lot of people stayed within it, ignored the signs, had a fun time when they thought the red flags was an amusement park. And that's why they won't sit there and really, they're gonna judge her, you feel me, for saying that. But a lot of people are not gonna really own up to it and say that, yeah, I was getting my ass beat, or I was beating on a girl, or I was verbally abusive to my dude, or we both were going at it and we would sit there and forgive each other after we done patched each other bruises up and sat in the tub together with Epsom salt. No, like that's freaking crazy. Going to the emergency room with each other, lying to the doctors, that's crazy. And I feel like a lot of people are not gonna admit to being in domestic disputes with people, and Tia at least is being real again and at least admitting, which I'm only gonna applaud her for her honesty, because it's like, all right, she telling what she's been through, and she looking like, I feel like the gist of what she's saying is y'all gonna sit there fighting, arguing, you know damn well you gonna get back with this dude, versus sitting there pressing charges that's gonna stick against him for something that you probably engage into. Because you could have left a long time ago. You stayed. Not saying you're condoning it, not saying you're allowing it to happen. Allegedly. But again, at some point, at whatever, like if you're going to file charges now from the first hit, you should have walked out the door. Then it would have never been as bad as it got. And I'm speaking to myself. From the first time they cussed you out. That's not love. Who do you love more, them or you? So again, I feel like T was pretty much saying, like, y'all gonna get back together after all that fighting and stuff. And through experience, yes, we did. I fought, you know what I'm saying, an ex, and it was really bad and all that stuff. And I'm not saying he was doing it too. And I stayed in it because of love and forgiveness and all this stuff. Like, just a lot of hope. But it's like, again, when it ended, it was like, why did I stay and deal with all of that abuse for? Like, you didn't have to. And I feel like, Tia, for what you've been through, you didn't have to. You should have been left, because you're not with them, you're not getting abused no more. Allegedly, you're not with them. You're not getting abused no more, allegedly. So we're going to just hope that we're going to, you know, promote positivity, because we ain't trying to promote girls getting beat up and stay in bad situations. Like, I get it, you know, we also don't want, you know, to be imprisoning our black men or, you know, confining anyone as well. But again, everybody, please be strong. Keep your hands and feet to yourself. All right, y'all. So speaking of keeping your hands and feet to yourself, another update here. And to be honest, I was never a Chris Brown fan. So I really didn't give a damn. Like, I have a homegirl who's in love with him. Shout out to you, Sharon. You feel me? She loves her some Chris Brown. But hey, here's an update. Chris Brown remanded in UK custody over alleged unprovoked 2023 bottle attack on a music producer. So it looks like it's saying here, Chris Brown has been remanded in custody by UK courts following very grievous bodily harm with intent. The charges stem from an incident in 2023 at London's Tate nightclub, where Chris Brown was accused of allegedly assaulting producer AB Dua, if I'm saying that right, with the bottle, followed by further physical assault. Prosecutors described the act as an unprovoked attack with a weapon in the club full of people. Emphasizing the severity of the offense due to the serious nature of the charges, bail was denied, and Chris Brown is scheduled to appear next at Southwark Crown Court June 13th. It said this development casts uncertainty over his upcoming Breezy Bowl XX tour, which was set to commence in Amsterdam June 8th and includes performances in the UK and other European countries. Now, child, as I was reading the end of that, low-key, I was thinking about sharing, because I'm not gonna lie, my homegirl love him, and she said she's going to the concert. So I'm thinking in my head, boy, Sharon, you're not about to go to this concert no more, girl. But they talk about Europe, girl, so we good. You going, girl? That's your man. But allegedly, allegedly, that's your man. Sorry, girl. But nah, but I don't give a damn about Chris Brown. So it's like, you know, like, I honestly never gave a damn about Chris Brown, but Chris Brown was always Chris Brown. Like, I'm gonna give credit where it's due. Like, Chris Brown was in, let me see if you can run it, run it. Yes, indeed, I can run it, run it. Please, honey, like, you know, but, and he was always cute, you feel me, you know, cute dude, but it was just never like, maybe he was just so overhyped. I was just like I just didn't, like, I liked his songs, I liked the good songs, but then, I don't know, I'm being honest, that Rihanna situation, boy, it left a stench, boy. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I was like, I already didn't care for you like that, and you gonna hit Rihanna? You ain't got no respect. I ain't never cared after that. I ain't gonna lie, I think they got back cool and all that stuff. Kudos to them, that's forgiveness. And again, like I said, I'm gonna give it to Chris Brown. Stayed that nigga. Been fine, got finer. You know what I'm trying to say? Apologize, so that's growth. I'm gonna give it. I have no hate towards Chris Brown. 2 times to you, homie. But there were just some alleged colorism things that were said and videos of women alleging that he mistreated them. And I was just like, you know, like, why would you do that? And I remember just even repeating it. It was alleged that, like, one girl, like, wouldn't even get in the section because she was, you know, like a warmer shade. And it's like, do you know how much warm shade brown girls like you, Chris Brown, like, and will take offense? And imagine if them and their families and stuff out there paying and didn't support you anymore. We don't want that for you. But obviously, like, you know, you've been Chris Brown, child. I don't think he really give a damn about that. I'm being honest. But kind of left with a little bad taste in my mouth. That and Young Berg, who is now Hitmaker, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, Young Berg has said something like that, like dark butts or some shit like that, allegedly, in the past. But it's like, I don't know, honey. But like I said, Chris Brown got another looking like you're angry black man situation. So hopefully you get through it, honey. You've been Chris Breezy. We fucks with you. This is something that I actually woke up to early this morning and I saw it. So I'm going to also put this up here as well. So this says the largest antebellum plantation home in the U.S. destroyed in fire. Home was built by slaves in 1859. So it looks like, let's see here. It looks like that home caught on fire. Home located in White Castle, Louisiana, was reportedly built by slaves in 1859. According to media outlets, staff noticed smoke after entering the house's home museum room around 2 p.m. on May 15th. So that was yesterday. Or depending on after you film this video, you know, so you do the math. After they left and quickly returned, they began to see the flames. WAF 9 reports that the initial fire began in a bedroom located on the 2nd floor of the home. Nearly a dozen firemen responded to put out flames at 53,000 square feet property. No injuries were reported, and firemen were able to stop the fire from damaging neighboring property. So again, ask, what do you think? And you can find this, that was on the Neighborhood Talk. So yeah, when I saw that, I saw another video, and the woman in the video was saying that, you know, it was the ancestors, it was our ancestors that was making sure that they burnt the flames down. And I kind of felt that a little bit, because it was like, to know that we're still in a land that they have these buildings that were pretty much built on pain, tears, blood, sweat, essay, incestuous behavior, I'm sure, abuse, inhumane abuse. Like, it kind of hurts to know that, because I don't think that they would have any type of artifacts up still of, or really publicly displaying, or it's really not even an issue with any type of other racial degradation. Like, I do think that on a very weird level that, you know, the YTs think that there's gonna be some revolution of revenge that that black people are like waiting on, like, because I think that's something that, that allegedly they would do. Like, look, their history shows that their lineage has been savages, and history tells it in reverse. So sometimes I kind of think like they are fearful that black people are gonna act out of nowhere in revenge, but unfortunately the black community isn't unified enough to think on one accord to do that, and I think they know that too. So I also feel like because they wouldn't allow it and we're so forgiving, hence there is no revenge plot revolution to come, they're just playing in our face. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy it burnt down. That's another piece of a traumatizing bit of history for anyone melanated in this country that is now gone. So I'm very much happy for that. That if it was affecting anyone colored in that area, if they ever happen to be walking by it, to even have to fathom what was going on in there, I'm happy that is no longer. If only one day that will, be compensated in this land for what was done. And who was mentioning the ancestors? Oh yeah, I believe her name is, is Rashida Liz. Yeah. So we're gonna keep going. Ooh, I was kind of ready to talk about this house. So, ooh, this is a little good bit here. We're gonna talk about, this was on the Shade Room, Tracy T. Now that's Cash Doll Baby Daddy. Let's get into it, honey. So it looks like he uploaded a video of him and, an exotical child dancing on the boat. And I don't know if you guys could see it much. Yeah, sitting there dancing and grinding on a boat. And now, what's the caption? Life is grape, honey. The next slide was just a pair of stale ass grapes, child. So I ain't gonna show that. But the irony to me of all of him uploading that, like, I'm sorry, the first thing it gave was Shady Baby Daddy. I feel like, ooh, because let's be real, the media was eating up Cash Doll and her dude, her new dude, like this, like, and it's like, let's be real, the baby daddy, I think it's alleged that he cheated on her, which is why they kind of ended it. So now it looks like she's moved on with this taller guy. I believe he's an athlete, and he's pretty successful. So that's also what's also been in the media as well. This was also on the Shade Room. So it looks like, Cash Doll have been with her new boo. And it says that Cash Doll and Zadarius Smith's kids have fun at Disney. And then it's a few more slides of Cash Doll's kids and Zadarius' kids. Apparently, child, I just learned his name, Zadarius, child. Ooh, honey. So, but again, the media has been eating up her Zadarius. I didn't even know his name, child. So now I find this so funny that after all the media and all the videos of her new boo, honey, who was taller than her baby daddy and successful, honey, sweetie, the grapes could be sweet, but sweetie, I feel like the baby daddy had enough. He had enough. He had to let y'all know 1 to 2 times to not play with him and Mamacita on the yacht with the grapes. Okay? He was like, life is grape. He looking like Cash Dog. You ain't about to bust a grape. He like, you and Zadarius can do all that yip yapping around town and all that hip smacking, but he like, look at me and Mamacita on the yacht. Allegedly. found it to be funny because I'm looking at it like, I know you ain't. I tried to make a family with you. I had not one but two of your bobblehead ass kids. The same two bobblehead kids, allegedly, that you told me. That you told the media, matter of fact, that yeah, I put 2 things in her. I put 2 things in her. You put 2 of them things in me. And you wasn't even an honest man for me. Allegedly. So now she moved on and found her a tall, 6-foot-something Zadarius. She entered the relationship with kids. Zadarius entering the relationship with kids. You mad because they at Disney enjoying life because he not about to be stepdad to them kids? Because he been a father. You been a father too, Tracy. You been a father, because I know whoever Tracy T was. I feel like people was looking at like, who the hell Cash Doll got a baby by? Like, I've been following Gucci Mane the Flair. So I feel like I knew there was a song called Stunt featuring Tracy T. So already when Cash Doll got with this person, I was like, okay, she dating Tracy T and he is boy. Okay? So when I seen Cash Doll with Tracy T, I'm like, okay, bruh. Okay, sweetie. Honey bun. We see you with Tracy. Okay. But it was like, Tracy, how you gonna do this to Cash Doll? We all know we fucking with Cash Doll, even though the industry, the record label is playing with her for real. Whoever the management is, because Cash Doll's supposed to be, it's like she's solidified in the media as a socialite for real. Because it's like we respect her on the ranks, like she's Cash Doll, like she's really her for real. But it's like music wise, it's like damn, like why Cash Doll ain't really pop like that? You feel me? Like, she got good bars. We listen to her. The music sound good. I'm going to be real. I cannot quote her song. I can't tell you the name of none of her songs. I'm not. My homegirl, Sharon. I need to get Sharon on the line. Because Sharon could really tell you what the fuck going on for real. And give you some stuff with her and Ken the Man. Shout out to them too. But it's like, I can't really, like, I just always supported her. Because when I did click a video or hear something, it sounded good. She looked good. Presentation good. Everything looking good. What's the problem? So now we gonna allegedly say it's the dark skin, it's the brown skin. Because the talent and everything else is there, the looks is there. She ain't looking like them art looking black women y'all displaying. Just a bad bitch. What's the problem? Everything's checking down. What's the problem? But again, I already knew who Tracy T was. I already knew who Cash Doll was. So when I seen it together, it was like, I'm rooting for y'all. So allegedly, when he messed up, it's like, damn, Tracy, like, why you did that? So now it's looking like Cash Doll moved on with a nigga that's actually fucking with her. So now it's like, damn, now you mad because she moving on when you ain't want to take it serious. Allegedly. So we gonna see how this play out, honey, because Tracy, like, I'm tired of y'all making it seem like I'm a bitter baby daddy when at the end of the day, I got hoes wanting to fuck with me too, and I could be out with the hoes. But Tracy, are you taking Mama Cita serious? Because the media is seeing, like, it look like Zadarius is stepping up where you let the bag down, like where you dropped the pole. He picked that shit the fuck up and he took his 6'6" something ass and he kept it fucking running. So it's like, I know you little and all, and we don't want to do the tortoise and the hare situation here, but it's like, so far this nigga is, he about to get the finish line, homie, and you dropped the ball, literally. So now we looking at Cash Doll, some of the smart ones, some of the real girls. Girl, I wouldn't be too quick to upload a Zadarius. He could be millionaire. He could be tall. You can want to let the world know, don't talk to my man. But the way these men be menning, I was not going to be broadcasting a Zadarius. And I'm just little on me in my little apartment, okay? And I still was not going to be, I could be me right now for real. And let your man come and holler at me what I look like uploading Zadarius because I think I'm something because I done got Cash Doll man allegedly. And no, I don't. It's not alleged. I don't. But that was the scenario. I'm supposed to be sitting here in my little apartment, big bold, cocking my ass up to go say, oh, this my man? Where I know Zadarius from? And then if Zadarius go show me who the fuck a Darius is, then it's like, people gonna be like, girl, she don't know who Darius this video like, girl, that's Zaza right there. Like, he don't take no girl serious. Allegedly. So it's like, I wouldn't be quick to upload this to Darius, honey, but we gonna, you know, leave it at that. So, you know, prayers up for Cash Doll and Sedarius, because I love what it's given to the media. Look like they're really fucking with each other. They're really broadcasting each other. And I'm not saying don't broadcast somebody you love, because if you love this person, yes, I'll flaunt them, show the world, especially if there's nothing to hide, like, put it out there. But at the same time, people be so ain't shit. People be so ain't shit. It's like, bro, like, I ain't gonna be too quick to go sit there and be promoting I'm with you, child, and you gonna show me why I shouldn't have did that. Child, never get too comfortable, child. Like Lil Wayne said, honey, I kick y'all on your birthday or your daughter's birthday, honey. Allegedly, bitch. So I'm gonna wrap this up, honey. Edit this video. This is my first time recording it. Hopefully y'all fucking with me. You know, I'm gonna still kick out some more content, you know, because, you know, a bitch be home bored, and I'm a real ass bitch, and I'm gonna say how I feel. And if y'all got anything to say, please drop it in the comments. Definitely not scared to address it. You know, we can have a good debate. We're not having arguments. We're really just getting over and understanding each other's opinion. Want everyone to be blessed, and thank you so much for watching if you have to the end of this video, and let this be the first of many. And hey, welcome to the Joe LaFleur team. Have a good night, you guys.